MetaObjects? One model your database, your API, your UI, and your AI all share. Here's the problem it solves, and what it actually is. Today, when you build an app with AI, the AI writes every layer by hand. The database, the API, the forms, the prompts, even the docs. Each one a separate, hand-shaped artifact. They never quite fit, and every copy drifts. MetaObjects flips that. The AI writes one model. From it, you either generate idiomatic code or embed the model live to drive your server and UI directly. One model, the whole app. Let's see that problem up close. Every app defines the same domain model a dozen times. It's in your database schema. It's in the validators that relist every field. It's in your API routes and their types. It's in the forms on the screen. And now it's even hand-built into your LLM prompt. And again, in every language you ship. Rename one field and you chase it through every copy. And now an AI writes all of them, faster than you ever could, and with no guarantee they agree. And it's not just you. Practitioners call it prompt sprawl. Hundreds of prompts scattered across services, impossible to reason about as a system. And the academics are converging on the cause. The software model gets lost in code generation and has to be recovered just to make sense of what the AI wrote. So here's the cure, and it's refreshingly simple. You declare your domain model once in plain, readable text, an entity called subscriber. Its fields, its identity, its constraints. Not code, not a database, one model standing in for that dozen hand-maintained copies. So what is MetaObjects? Exactly. 3 pieces. 1, the model, the metadata you just saw. 2, codegen, idiomatic code generated from it in every language. 3, the runtime. Load that same model live to drive your app directly. And the name? In the runtime, your metadata is made of metadata classes. And MetaObject, the one that describes an object, is the primary one. That's where the name comes from. And this isn't abstract. From that one model, you get real artifacts. Your domain objects, your database schema, your API with validation and filters, your UI forms and grids, the typed I/O for your prompts, the core of every layer, in 5 languages. And this model is no toy. It's a meta model that's been evolving for 20 years, and it's built to extend. You start from abstract, core models that give you consistent behavior. Your concrete entities extend those, and downstream you can overlay, augment, and enhance the model without forking it. Need something it doesn't ship? Register your own types and attributes. Now, scale that across an enterprise. One app builds on a shared concrete model directly. Another team expands it, adds more objects into a second model, and more apps build on that. Many apps, many languages, all sharing one lineage of models. That's how a large organization stays consistent across its whole ecosystem. Drift, designed out, not just inside one app, but across all of them. Now, 2 of those pieces are really 2 ways to ship the same model. Generate the code, or drive it live. Let's start with generating. From that same model, MetaObjects emits idiomatic code in every language, and every line traces back to the metadata. The fields base H becomes the column length and a validation rule. Your enum values become a database check. The unique identity becomes an index. The same model generates your DTOs. Because this one is an object.value, no identity, no table, you get a typed payload your code fills in with a schema to validate it. And your read-only views? An object.projection over a database view becomes read-only code. Queries, but no inserts or updates. Entities, value objects, projections, every shape from the one model. Now the 2 modes, side by side, same model, same metadata. First, codegen. At build time, MetaGen walks the model. Its fields, their views, the grid layout, and freezes your columns into a file. That file is a snapshot. When the model changes, you rerun MetaGen. Now, the runtime way. Same diagram, same metadata, but live. Build grid walks that same loaded model on every render and returns the columns. Nothing's frozen. Change the model, and the grid just follows. One model, 2 delivery modes. A snapshot you regenerate, or a live feed. Now, that third piece, the runtime, is the half most tools miss. And it's just as big as CodeGen. You load the same model into your running app and drive behavior straight from it. It's how Salesforce runs the biggest apps in the world, and how Airbnb ships UI without an App Store release. There's no CodeGen path to a phone that already shipped, or an agent that connects tomorrow. A live model reaches them all. And the loaded model drives a lot. Dynamic CRUD, validation, and relationships, server-driven admin grids that reshape when the model changes, entities as LLM tools, prompt rendering and extraction, none of it needing a rebuild or a redeploy. Now, the AI itself. The moment your app calls an LLM, you add two surfaces nothing in your stack is checking: the prompt going in and the messy output coming back. First, the prompt, and it's part of the model. You declare a typed payload, the exact fields the prompt needs, and the text lives in an external mustache template that references those fields. The template can only use fields that exist on the payload, so a renamed field breaks the build instead of silently degrading the prompt. Then the output. Real model output is dirty. Prose wrappers, code fences, off vocabulary values. MetaObjects generates a tolerant extract function from that same declaration. It returns typed data with a report of exactly what it fixed, and it never throws. Now, an honest word, does MetaObjects write your whole app? No. It generates the core: entities, data access, routes, validation, forms, grids, prompt I/O. Often as much as 80%. The boilerplate that's the same everywhere. The other 20%, your pricing rules, your workflows, the logic that makes the app yours, you still write against the generated code. Typed and right there to build on. And here's the powerful part. Because your logic builds on the generated code, when you change the model and regenerate, that logic breaks exactly where the change landed. A compile error. On the precise line, not a silent runtime surprise. The AI changes the model, regenerates, and the breakage points it straight at the custom code to update. Drift stops being a bug hunt and becomes a to-do list. And one command ties the generated side together. MetaVerify checks that your code, your schema, and your prompts still agree with the model, and fails the build if they don't. Verify keeps the generated code honest. The compiler keeps your logic honest. The AI writes the code. The model keeps all of it honest. And this is where the whole industry is heading. Let the AI author a model, not raw code. Google's A2 UI now has agents author the user interface as a declarative model, a data format, not executable code. But it's only the UI, a fixed palette, and every tool out there solves just one slice. MetaObjects spans it, shipping today. One typed, extensible, portable model for your database, API, UI, and AI. Not a roadmap. Installable now. So, drive your model live at runtime, or generate the code. In any of 5 languages. Go take a look. Everything's at metaobjects.dev. Thanks for watching.